welcome to another beautiful Sunday. I am in Tupelo, Mississippi yet again. So I'm really excited about today's Sunday special. I have coming on, and I see she's joined. Hey, Dominique, Miss King. Can't wait to talk to her about some of the things that's going on in present day and what she's doing. But I want to welcome you all to the Sunday special. So before I jump into it and bring her on, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about this amazing woman. In her bio states, a true Southern belle, Dominique Grant-King of the D1 Group and Laughmore Factory decided to go from a Mississippi magnolia to a Georgia peach as she relocated to Atlanta over 8 years ago after graduating from Edward Waters College in Jacksonville, Florida. She is a serial entrepreneur. She has spent her professional career as a nationally published journalist, digital media consultant, host, comedian, and currently is the director of operations for a local Atlanta nonprofit, My Fellow Man Incorporated. That's just a little bit of what this amazing woman has been up to.
Hey now. I am amazing. It is so amazing to see your beautiful face. Look at you just glowing and shining. I can tell that the Lord just rested on you today in service, huh? I can see it. I see the glory has fallen.
Great service today.
Listen, you know I love a good service.
I know you do, and I know you were gonna appreciate it because I was like, "Oh, she gonna kill me for being late." I said, "But
no."
So, today was good, and it spoke to me. It really did. And it's confirming. Confirmation is always something I'm seeking to make sure I'm on the right path, and I got there today, and so I was yeah. So my
God is faithful like that. You know, He definitely speaks to us in ways and confirms things through messages, and so that's just a testimony and a testament to Him hearing what you've been praying about and what you've been seeking Him for, and He'll reveal those things through whatever medium He needs to. And so thank God today it was through the worship experience encounter that you had. So I am so excited for you. That's amazing. I had a great service today too. My pastor is amazing, and even though he was preaching to the men, he got me right on together.
You know what? And he was preaching to the men today too. So I mean, that was very liberating. It was very liberating. But girl, I ain't come bring you on here to talk about that church service.
Listen,
so we like it's on link. But you know. You what old folks say, let God have His way.
And listen, you got to get out the way. Listen, you got to get out the way sometimes.
Absolutely. So again, like for real, Dominique, thank you for allowing me to bring you on here. It's been a long time since we've actually talked. I was just telling people, I can't remember when we actually met, but I know it was through Jay Lee because he always making people work. So
so probably like around 2000 and the first play, Why Am I Single? Of course, you're a very intricate part to daily plays, and so just making sure everything was organized. And even though we kind of did some of the same work in Jackson, I don't believe that in circles, we're kind of run together in the PR space, the journalism space when I was working for the Mississippi Link newspaper. It wasn't until Jaylee Plays that we were rehearsing together, going over scripts, traveling, doing all of that stuff. And so I am so blessed. Getting in trouble, staying in trouble, getting turned up. Listen, I was telling somebody about, last month was my birthday. And so you were one of those people, and we used to go to Unsoberville, and
we did.
have a good time. Yeah. So we had some cars and cocktails and all kind of stuff. So this has been about 11 years we've known each other, about 11 years now. And so you've always been on the grind, on the move, marketing and media and just allowing people to have a space. That's what you've always done. And so that's when you started being able to be behind the scenes and putting that production together and keeping Jay Lee, on target, keeping us on target. And so it's always been a great blessing to be connected to you.
Yes, baby. Because I was just talking about this yesterday. How I think everything that we do, everything in life, every path we take, it's a journey. And one of the things that we actually preached on today was about how what we're going through currently has already been written. So it's like current history. It's current history because it's already been written. God already has planned this for you. And so I was just thinking about that on my way flying down the highway to make sure I can sit down somewhere so I can do this. I was like, it's been a long time since I talked to Dominique, and from that first time that we met and we grew and knew each other and been around each other to where the woman that you are now,
man, God is faithful.
Like, man, like I am genuinely proud.
Wow, thank you.
And I feel like all of our paths have crossed for certain reasons. Absolutely. We're in this because of whatever purpose God has for us.
Absolutely.
So, although Jay Lee got on our nerves, and he gonna kill me for bringing him up.
no, he not. He loves for us to talk about him. Listen, he absolutely does. I actually saw Jay Lee and Larry and Yancey about a few months ago. Jay Lee was in town, and so we were able to hang out.
Yeah.
And it was so good, because we were all so close. And so to see all of us, I appreciate, I'm humbled by your words. But we've all just grown so much in these last 10 years. And so I'm just grateful, to be where I am now. And to see my friends do some amazing, amazing things. And to know that, it all started in Little Mississippi, in Little Jackson.
Exactly.
And we all had a dream and we all had a vision, and we worked together to execute those dreams, to execute those visions, to be able to be where we are now. And so I love the crew. I miss the crew. I wish we was all together. Everybody is scattered. Everybody is scattered all over the place now, but everybody is scattered and doing some amazing things. And so that's what we would want to do is take what we learned and expand it, and grow in other parts of the world. And literally the world, because Jay Lee in Dubai,
So I'm like,
that's
incredible. Be way out there.
Nobody would have thought that he would have been way out there, but he is living a life. Larry is here in Atlanta with me. Yo Lee is in Boston. You got Jamie in Nebraska. Nebraska, and so, but you holding it down in the SIP though, and we appreciate that. Listen, we appreciate it because you're allowing people to have a footprint and making sure that people know about the jewels that are in Mississippi. Absolutely. And even if we have branched out, no one is forgotten about. And so it's an encouragement for the people that are still there to know, hey, these people came from this place. Let me put the spotlight on some incredible people that came right here from the Magnolia State. And so I appreciate you and your gift and your vision to be able to, put spotlights on some of Mississippi's hidden jewels. And so it's been exciting to watch everybody's growth.
It has. It really has. And just speaking of everybody's growth, my focus right now is yours. And,
okay, I'm not selfish.
I love that about you.
But come on, what you got? What you got,
Elcherie? So
alert the people. Alert the people. I have.
Are you planning on writing more?
I have. So, But I'm a Church Girl is a series, actually. And the thing about But I'm a Church Girl, just to give you all a little back story on But I'm a Church Girl, it's basically about 4 friends who lives intermingle, and they're very close. But the thing about it is they still have secrets. And so all of their secrets end up colliding at the altar. Because the thing about church girls the reality is we still go through stuff, we still got some hidden layers, and we still got some lies that we don't necessarily want to talk about publicly and openly. But the thing is also, we all end up going through the same things, and it could probably be a little bit easier if we had a conversation. And so,
Right.
I journeyed through these four different young ladies, and it was actually when I first started writing a book in 2007. This is the crazy part. I started writing this book in 2007, and I was not released to release it yet, if that makes sense. I wasn't released to release it yet, and so God did not allow me to release that until 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I did release it, I felt a relief of just who I was and who I was growing, because even I had some relatable moments with those characters, that I didn't want to talk about.
Right.
And so it's a series. And so, but I'm a Church Girl 2, it's actually finished. However, for whatever reason, I have not been released to release it.
Gotta wait on God. Gotta wait on God.
I gotta wait on God, because I do everything in God's will and in God's timing. And I know that it's what the people want. And it's an amazing read. Thank you to the people that have said, that it was an amazing read and that they enjoyed it. Thank you so much for the love and the support, and growing with me, as well as being patient with me as I'm being obedient to, the will of the Lord of when I'm supposed to release it. As you know, I started out in journalism. I wrote my first article and had it published when I was in the 6th grade. So I've been writing my entire life. And so the last couple of years since I released But I'm a Church Girl, I've been doing a lot of ghostwriting for people. Yes, I've been doing a lot of ghostwriting because I love writing. I like to just go into that place and, listen to a person's story and help them bring it out, so that they can publish their words and have an imprint left in the world. And so I'm just waiting on the Lord to tell me to go. My ultimate goal with But I'm a Church Girl is to actually have it be either a stage play or a motion picture. Definitely would love for it to be a motion picture, because I think that it relates to so many women as it relates to our relationships and how we are, as open as we try to express that we are. And I think that this journey called life would be a little bit easier if we did share what we were going through, and not feel so burdened by shame and guilt and embarrassment, because you're not the only person that's going through that. And there's freedom in the release. Like I was saying, when I released my book, I felt a burden off of me, because like I said, I wrote this book in 2007, and I'm like, God, I can't put that out.
Right.
I mean, because it gets a little down and dirty, it gets a little grown and sexy.
It's you giving your testimony, and that's something that I've always said with the El Sharia alert, was to share your story, because you don't know who's going to be blessed by it. Who's going to be delivered by just reading the testimony that you've gone through, the things that you've gone through and how God has brought you out on the other side. And it's crazy, because that was a reminder for me even this morning. Things are going to happen in your life, but you can't be shut mouth and be so shameful that, I don't want people to know that. Everybody know that you're going to have hardship one time.
Absolutely.
Or, at any time.
Multiple times.
You're going to have hardship.
Multiple times.
And so, especially children of God, we're going to be, tested over and over. And your faith is continuously tested. God's trying to see how you're going to deal with this next situation. Because how you deal with it could be a blessing for somebody else.
Absolutely. So our testimonies are tests for other people. It's to share and to help, because a lot of the times what we go through isn't for us. And that's what I had to realize. I'm not going through this for me, because a lot of times we sit and we like, I know better than this. I was raised better than this. I'm smarter than this. And we don't understand why we're in this situation until time down the road, when we encounter another woman, another friend, another individual, a stranger that is talking about something, and you're at like, you can get through that. It's okay. don't worry about that. Don't think too hard about that. This is my story. This is what happened. And I have had so many testimonies and women that have come up to me and have reached out to me after reading that book and was like, I went through that. You know, I was dating a drug dealer, or, you know, I was dating a woman, and, you know, nobody knew. And I was doing this, and I was messing with a married man, and nobody knew. And so, but they feel so bound by shame and guilt that they don't think that anybody, listen, this ain't nothing new under the sun.
Everybody got
ain't nothing new under the sun.
Ain't nothing new under the sun. I was just about to say that.
Ain't nothing new under the sun.
That's why it's important. It's like, hey, sometimes we have to step outside ourselves.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
That pride and that selfishness, it hinders you from being that person that's going to help get someone else through their process. Because that's
absolutely.
I look at your book as a way of someone who may be going through it to help them through their process. Because whatever we go through, we still have to go through a process to get to the other side.
Absolutely.
And your words are confirmation that, hey, you're going to get through this.
Absolutely.
It's going to be okay.
It don't last forever.
Let me tell you,
it don't last
how I
forever.
got through it. Right.
Absolutely.
So I'm waiting on that book. Let me know when they come out.
I definitely will. I really do think that it's going to be sooner than later. So, but I'm listening, and I'm being obedient to, you know, the move of God, because I don't want to move too fast, and at the same time I also don't want to move too slow. But regardless, it's gonna come. It's definitely coming. So I'm excited about it.
Well, you're already pregnant with it. So once that thing bursts, I'm so excited.
Push, Lord. Yes,
push that thing forward, because I know it's going to be just as amazing, if not more, than the first book. It's going to bless other people. People have already latched on to you because of that book. So now you're gonna get a bigger following. You're gonna get more people that you're sharing your testimony to, and it's just gonna be a blessing. So yeah, you working in God's time, you working in God's will. It's all gonna work out. I'm excited.
It's all gonna work out. Thank you. I am too.
Ting,
yes,
I love it.
Thank you.
As a marketing person, you know, that whole kingdom thing is genius. Y'all genius.
Listen, we have no control over that. To be perfectly honest, a little backstory for people that may be watching that do not know. I met my husband on Tinder. And
on Tinder?
I met my husband on Tinder. And if anybody knows anything about Tinder, he might be. If anybody knows anything about Tinder, you don't know a person's full name until you actually start, you know, communicating with them. Well, I was doing a radio show at the time, and we were doing a like a little segment about online dating, app dating, And so since I'm the youngest person that's, you know, that was on the show, they thought it would be funny and cool, you know, for me to go on here. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. So I go on here. I was going on dates. At the same time, I was getting over it. Like, I was completely over it. I had been in a situation for, oh my God, too long. And I just wanted some time. I wanted some space, you know, and I just didn't feel like exhausting my energy. So I kept saying, I started making a declaration. I'm just chilling. I'm just waiting on my king. I'm just waiting on my king. You know, I'm just waiting on my king. So I go to delete the app, and because I'm over it, I tell the producers, hey, I don't want to do this segment anymore. You know, I think everybody, you know, I think you should try it, because the reality is when you get to a certain age, you have a routine and you have a schedule. And so when you have a routine, you have a schedule, you're only seeing so many people so many times anyway. So if you haven't met them, how else are you going to meet them besides doing something outside of the box? Like, putting yourself in a pool of people where you can get to know other people that you may not see in your day-to-day routine. Right. So I go on here, and his name just says Marvin. And I'm like, I'm all right. I'm just going to delete this. And I honestly heard Holy Spirit say, this is your last swipe. And I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. So I swipe right. He already had swiped right. So it's like, you're a match. And so it was a perfect 6 o'clock on 8/28. And I love numbers. And so I'm looking at that number like, this is a prophetic number too. So So I'm like, okay. So we started talking. And everything, the conversation is just amazing. Mind you, this entire time, the only thing he knows is that my name is Dom, because I didn't even have Dominique on there. I just had Dom. And which was funny because some people were thinking that I was trying to say that I was like this dominatrix or something, and it was kind of giving people the wrong idea.
I ain't even think of that, but I can see
why you gotta think on Tinder, them men, they get a little, so they was thinking I was trying to, tie them up with some whips and chains and some leather bound. I was into some kinky stuff and burning them with fire and stuff. And I'm like, no, my name is Dominique, And so anyway, I went ahead and, so we're talking, we had this amazing conversation. And so the next day he's like, yo, I would really like to get to know you. I want to take you to lunch. And I'm like, that's kind of quick. Usually, I don't go out. I usually talk to him for at least a week. And so I was like, okay, it was something about his energy, something about his spirit. I could really feel it through our phone conversation and through the text that we were having prior to us even getting on the phone. So he sent me his information, and his name was Marvin King. And it immediately hit me like, you've been waiting on your king. And I'm like, what? So, and then we have this amazing, just instant connection. Literally, I tell people all the time, if we could have did Married at First Sight, like that show on TLC, yeah, I definitely would have married him on sight, like first day, and did the journey and gone through the process like we're going through now. And so it was just beautiful. So when we was looking at the whole little couple name, it was like King Dom, and we both are church kids. His dad is a pastor. I'm a church girl. And so it's like, wow, this is really a match made in the kingdom. Like, period. And so the way he covers me, the way he loves me, the way he prays over me every single day, the way he supports me, it's something that I know is completely from God, Absolutely. And so even though that is our name, our purpose is to inspire singles as well as married people, period, to live a kingdom lifestyle, because it's still fun, when you really try to order your steps with God and lean to him versus social media and all of these other, little advice columns and all this stuff or whatever. Go to God first. Go to God in prayer. Absolutely. And so it's been amazing. It has been one of those things that I'm like, don't wake me up if I'm dreaming, and because if I'm clearly in a coma because I still ain't woke up from this amazing love affair that I have. And I'm so grateful for my husband. Hey babe, I know you're watching. Clearly he's in another room. Oh my God. He's in another room. So yeah, I'm just so grateful. I am. So yeah, we couldn't have did that. Like I didn't go seeking out this man named King.
That's how it is though.
There you go. Hey,
I. Is that him? I think I see him. But it always works out like that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But you know what? So with this beautiful love thing, now how long have y'all been married?
A year.
Do we see some kingdom children in the future?
The Lord is working. We're just gonna let the Lord listen. I'm telling you, it's not my plan, but his plan. And so we're gonna see what the Lord does. And we're waiting on the Lord.
Had to say it.
But absolutely, I know he'll be amazing
perfect.
Father.
It's a perfect segue because, you guys are using your name to inspire and really preach the gospel to other people. And I just feel like with Kingdom Children, you can do a whole amount of things.
Absolutely.
And I just think that would be dope, even if it's not necessarily your children. But with the way the world is right now, and that's kind of where I wanted to go to as well, and kind of get your thoughts on that. It's really critical for especially the Black family to be more united, more than anything. And so
Absolutely.
I feel like even now we have to be raising up our kingdom children so that they know how to
it starts in the home
and navigate through situations like this. Because
Absolutely.
I don't know what to tell my daughter. I don't. Unless it's honest, I'm never at a loss for words. Like, never. But I don't know
Yeah.
what to say to my daughter and how to get through mentally through this situation other than leaning on God and prayer. And I sent out a private message to almost every woman that I know or that I've communicated with, basically saying, look, it was long. I don't even remember half of what was on there because sometimes I do that. I move like that.
Yeah.
You know, when, and I believe it is the Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit,
Sometimes it just fall
absolutely.
on me and I have to just, okay,
And you have to release it,
something.
Absolutely.
And I don't even
Because
know
who
what
it's
the
for
message
is going to
is. It
jump
just
on
comes
and
out.
they're going to need it. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
And so I was led to do that. And the whole thing was like, okay, I feel more than ever that we have to be more united. Times, you know, you got the whole pandemic going on. You have the what I'm calling the racial civil war going on right now. It's a lot happening.
It is.
Although I did bring up kingdom children to kind of ask y'all about children, I also wanted to tie that into what we're seeing today. This generation is not playing.
They're not playing. They're not having it.
Fed up.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one thing that I heard an elderly person say yesterday, I think it was, is that, you know, they're still suffering from our grandfather's grandfather. You know, that 400 years is now up, and yet we have another generation that's going through this racial inequality, you know, being held back on every level because of the color of their skin. And I was just like, man, that's crazy. Like, when is it ever gonna be enough? When is there gonna be a change? When are we gonna have these kingdom children rise to be the kings and queens that they are and take back over? And
absolutely.
I think our testimonies and how we handle things also helps with preparing our children, preparing the generation under us to deal with situations, and even to look at it and say, okay, you handled it this way, it didn't work. How about we look at it another way? And I think that's what's happening right now.
I do too. I believe that, Sharice, to be perfectly honest, and not to, you know, not necessarily trying to go spiritual, but we are a spiritual war as well. We're just living in times right now where across the board, people are breaking generational curses.
Absolutely.
And I think that this generation, more than ever, is more willing to break generational curses than times of before. Because times before, we just really wanted to be obedient, you know, but it didn't make sense. You know, we weren't supposed to ask questions. We weren't supposed to say why. We weren't supposed to, you know, say I don't agree with that. But now we have to be in a place where it's like, that didn't work. So we have to do something different, because what we're doing is continue to repeat a cycle that is getting us nowhere but the end of the last cycle, you know. And so I think that at some point there has to be a hard stop. And I commend the generation, what is it, Gen X right now?
I think Gen X, Gen Z, whichever one.
Yeah, Gen Z, whoever they are, these 90s babies, they see what we went through 80s, 70s. Well, I went in 70s and 60s and all that stuff, but it's a perpetual cycle that has to be broken. And so it starts in the home. One of the things that I love, and it's not just black people, you know, it's not just black kids that are trying to break these generational curses, because you have these other ethnicities that are in the same exact thing. And so somebody has to say, this has to stop, you know. And so generational curses are being broken across the board. And I believe that everybody is taking up their mantle in a way that they're challenging the adults of yesterday, and they're saying, hey, that didn't work, so we have to do something different in order to see different results. And so that's what we're seeing right now in this particular movement. We're seeing this generation say that didn't work, and it stops here. It does not continue. it does not continue to go forward. We have to start somewhere, and we're starting right now. And
Right.
I love to see what's going on right now. We're not letting up. They're
Nope.
not letting up. And so what it's doing is inspiring the generations before to do something different and be like, you know what? I probably should have questioned that too. I probably should have challenged that
Right.
too. And but now that I see that it's okay to challenge, it's okay to question, it's okay to do something different. Now I'm going to jump on this bandwagon to make sure that we actually have change,
Right.
versus all this talk and being silent. We can't be silent anymore.
Can't be
We
silent
have to
anymore.
break these generational curses. And so, like I said, I am just so excited to see what's going on across the board, in all of the different ethnicities and races that are coming together right now and saying, Daddy, you wrong. Grandpa, you wrong. Grandma, you wrong.
Right.
And then of course you do have those few apples that are still riding, that that got that riding seed. And you're gonna have those, but thankfully, there are more people that are standing up for what's right than are just agreeing with what's wrong.
Right. People aren't laying down. I see less people laying down and accepting that this is supposed to be the norm. This is how things have always been, and we have to just, alter the way that we communicate back or our responses because we don't want something happening to us. Well, why should it be that way? Why should it be that I have to worry about my daughter, when she gets older, or even now if she go into a store or something? Why do I have to worry about someone wanting to hurt her because
for no reason?
Black.
Right.
For no reason at all.
Yes.
One thing that stood out to me, there was a poster, and I let me go back. I do believe, and I agree with you wholeheartedly, that this is spiritual warfare. And
Absolutely.
actually, Jay Smith brought this up last week. And I was like, man, I was wondering if anybody else felt that way, but I really do feel like God is really, there's a paradigm shift that's happening, and we're moving.
God is challenging our hearts. We're so quick to just do and act out of our flesh and out of what it is that we've seen done before, but this is a challenge of your heart. And so the Bible says that the heart is deceitful, and a lot of times we don't know why we're acting a certain way, but not realizing that your heart is honestly just deceitful. It's wicked. It's polluted with all of these different aggressions that you learned from the generations before. And so, which is why it's so important to focus on the fruits of the spirit, which is why it's spiritual warfare, because you need to be focusing on peace. You need to be focusing on love. You need to be focusing on temperance. You need to be focusing, that's what we need to be filtering our hearts with, so that we won't have so much hatred that just automatically comes up. And so it's just a challenge of hearts right now, and seeing what are you acting out of? Are you acting out of your heart? Are you acting out of your flesh? Or are you acting out of spirit?
That's deep. That's real though. And that makes me wonder about a lot of people who, the going back and forth, the debate about the rioting and the protesting, how people should protest and all of that. But it also reminds me of when I read a poster from one of the protests, basically saying that when George Floyd yelled out for his mom, every mother was summoned. And man, that, Dominique, that cut me so deep, because being a mother,
a mom,
I felt all of that when I saw.
Because if you hear your child cry, you're running. And when you was crying for a mother that wasn't even here.
Wasn't even there. And I can't, it freaks me out when Demi runs. We're in a store or something, she takes off running, and I can't see her. She's not in my purview or anything. I can't see her. I freak out. And I'm like, I cannot imagine the kind of pain his family is going through, knowing that everybody in the world could see him slip from this world by the hands of someone who just is hateful. And I'm like, for no reason at all. And
For no reason at
that
all.
bothered me so bad. And it made me think, what would I do to stand up for my daughter so she can have a better life, that she could have a more equal chance in life than even I did. I don't think I had it so hard, but I know I can pinpoint every racist situation that ever happened in my life.
Yeah.
The most
And coming from Mississippi, and that's what a lot of
absolutely.
people think,
And a lot of people
that we
don't know
have
I was
so
born in Mississippi. A lot of people don't know that. Like, I grew up in
Illinois.
and
Okay.
in Illinois,
Yeah.
but most of my life in Illinois. But I was born in Mississippi, and
Yeah.
a lot of folks don't know that I went to this school called Ann Smith in Ridgeland, Mississippi.
Oh wow, yeah.
And there was this lady I will never forget, Miss Pepper, and I would never forget that woman. She was probably 100 when I was there.
100.
She probably, I'm sure, because she was probably 100 when she was there. But I was the only black in her class, and
wow.
She treated me like pure dirt.
Wow.
But because here I am, an innocent first grader who don't really understand,
what's going on,
but I know I'm being mistreated. Those are some of the things. It's like, God, my baby's 4, she'll be 5 next year, and is she gonna have to go through stuff like that? Is she gonna have to come home to me crying and wondering, like, well, why does my teacher not like me, or why don't they pick on me? This lady, and this is so petty, y'all, but she did this. She would never call on me, and she would always give the kids candy. So I lied one day when we had recess. I lied, said I had to go to the bathroom. I went up in her classroom and took all the
and took some candy.
I know, that's right. That was me protesting. That was my revolution.
So,
I got my Snickers and my Jolly Ranchers that she never gave.
Right.
But it's like, why does it have to come to something like that? We're teaching children at a young age that they're not worthy.
Yeah.
And that's what bothers me. Yeah. That's what scares me. So, and that's why, and I know I kind of went way off on a tangent.
No.
But that's what led me when I was thinking about what I wanted to discuss with you. And I thought about, of course, kingdom living and all that, and then the kingdom children and what we're going through now, and how, we as adults, we went through certain periods of our lives. We're still going through different things in our lives, but how do we as adults reach out to the generation behind us and help them during this revolution?
I think it starts with honesty. It starts with honesty and being accountable for what it is that's going on in the world, and what part you're playing in it, and how you're trying to change. I think the only thing that we can, is have honest, real, transparent conversations with our youth. And as a kingdom person, just stay prayed up.
Yeah,
prayer does still work. My grandmother, kind of off subject, but not, just in the whole prayer space. The weather is crazy down there, and so it's very windy in Jackson, to where it literally blew down a big pecan tree in her yard. It literally missed her house by inches. Wow. And she said that she could hear it breaking. And she said as it was breaking, she just started praying, Lord, just don't let it hit the house. Don't let it hit anything.
Right.
So not only did it miss the house, Cherie, I saw the video. Like, she FaceTimed me and she showed me. And it was literally inches from the house. And it was so heavy. I mean, the tree so big, it went all the way across the yard. I think you've been to my grandma's house. You know how big that yard is.
I'm trying to remember where that tree is. That's what I'm thinking now.
Right on the side. It's this big tree that's right by the fence. It's huge. And so it went way from over there. It fell. And it literally stopped within inches of the neighbor's car.
Oh, wow.
And so we prayed for hedges of protection. Does that mean that, things will not happen, and that, we will always be safe in that? But no, but we have to pray. We have to pray before we leave home. We got to be praying while we driving down the street. We got to be praying. while we walking around and just doing, I am in constant prayer. You may not hear me praying all the time, maybe verbally, but in my mind, I'm praying for this moment. When I leave the garage, I'm praying, as I'm getting on the car, getting on the highway. When I pull back in the garage, I'm like, Lord, thank you. Lord, I just thank you for just allowing me to make it back home. And when my husband gets back home, I'm like, Lord, thank you for covering him. When I hear from my family, I'm like, Lord, thank you for allowing us to have this phone conversation. Thank you for blessing them while they were on the road, while they were at their jobs, while they were at their schools, because nothing is off limits to danger right now. Absolutely. A church, a school, a grocery store, a movie theater, nothing is off limits. And so we have to be constantly prayed up and constantly, just keeping on the whole armor of God and just praying that God just puts a hedge of protection around us. And so as we're, raising up these children, teach them the power of prayer, teach them the power of their words, teach them the power of respect, and knowing everything not going to be perfect. Everybody is not going to treat you the way you are being raised to treat them. However, do your best. Do your best, but I ain't no killer, but don't push me. I'm gonna be prayed up.
That's Dominique,
but if you try me, try me the right way, I got some hands. I got some hands, and I got some pieces of steel that got some bullets of steel. And me and my husband faithfully go to the gun range, and I'm aimed up. Okay, I'm not missing. I got targets. Don't make me bring the targets over here. I got targets. I don't miss, Cherie. I'm not missing.
I would have told you to have them in the bank.
Babe, bring me the targets. I'm not missing, okay? I'm not playing with these people. I'm praying, but listen.
Robin, in the sermon, boys.
Listen, the Lord gave me wisdom and resources, okay?
Wisdom and resources.
Yes. Wisdom and resources, yes. Listen, the chamber is full, okay?
That's real. You gotta you gotta protect your mental, your spiritual. Absolutely. You gotta be prepared with all that, but you also got to be prepared for the real.
You got to be prepared for the real.
You don't know who's paying attention to you, what they doing, they plotting against you. You pray against that, but you also be ready for it too.
They plotting and I'm cocking, okay? They plotting and I'm cocking.
Absolutely. Wisdom is not allowing you to sit there and not prepare. Because that's what you're doing. You get stuff ready in preparation for something.
In preparation,
so you already know how
to always ready. That's what the good book says. Be ye always ready. Whatever way you need to be ready. And if I need to be locked and loaded ready, I'm locked and loaded ready, honey. We stay strapped over here, okay? I love Jesus, but I love my 9 too, okay?
I do. God. I love you, girl. I promise I do.
I love you too.
And that's what I missed. I was like, oh my God, I hope I can still laugh at this crazy thing because I love being around
I live
her.
A balanced life, Cherie. I live a balanced life.
Man, that's what I've seen in you, the growth.
Yeah.
It's like you have just catapulted to like some other kind of level, and I absolutely love. It's like a glow.
We get one shot at this.
Yes,
we get one shot at this. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to hurt. We're going to bleed. We're going to be disappointed. Our hearts are going to be broken. Lives are going to be changed. It's going to be a shift. But the thing about it is we still have to laugh. We have to laugh more. We have to find things to smile about. We have to find things to make us laugh. And I never be too serious. I am silly and I'm low-key petty too. And I think the Lord did. The Lord knew exactly what he was doing, but I told him, if you need me, I got you, And so every now and then, more days than not, he needs me. And so, Lord, use me, but you can also use me to be petty if you need me to, because I'm willing. I am willing and able to be petty. And I'm a Gemini, it's Gemini season, and I tell people all the time, it's multiple personalities. So what you need? You need prayer or you need petty? Who you need? You need both of them? Because I can do a pretty prayer. I can do a pretty prayer, okay? I'm trying to tell you, I will.
Oh, God. Oh man, Dominique, you funny. But yeah, and speaking of funny and how do you ever use your comedic background to bring in people when you're sharing your gospel?
Absolutely. It all intertwines. I am just who I am, to be perfectly honest. I
Mm-hmm.
cannot not be
Be you.
spiritual. I cannot not be funny, but I found a balance in the both of them, because I think that there's a time and a place for everything.
Yes.
And what the world really needs, they need uplifting, but at the same time they need joy and laughter as
Right.
well. And so I have been able to, I'm real, in my ministry. I'm real in my messages. And so some of that stuff comes off funny, and it's not to negate the seriousness of the word, but I'm not the only one that look at some of this stuff and be like, "The what now? Now, Lord,
Right.
now,
Right.
And so that's just me, just being me. And I think that God wouldn't have called me, and He wouldn't use me the way that He's using me, nor would He have given me the gifts that He's given me if He wanted me to hide any of them. And
Right.
so that's one of the things that I am so grateful about the ministry that I served at, Apex Everywhere, which is a small ministry.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have huge kingdom impact, and we are really trying to help people get to their highest level. And sometimes the only way that you can get to your highest point is if you laugh, and
Right.
if you are inspired, and if you do feel better. And so what I try to do is I try to make people, feel better, but at the same time I give them word, but I give them some type of humor, so that I'm not just trying to break you down, and
Right.
have you
Right.
all in your feelings and just
Right.
crying and doing all this. Like, no, I need you happy, because God wants us happy. God wants us laughing, and God wants us prosperous. And so that's,
He does.
that's what my mission is. That's what my journey is. And so I'm just so grateful to my pastors. They were on here earlier, Pastor Larry and Pastor Ebony Weathers, for allowing me to be me, and understanding, who God has called me to be, and giving me the space to just allow God to move through me. It's a couple of my church family that are on here. Gigi, I see you. Rashida was on here earlier. I love you guys, and they know I'm silly, but I can be serious too. And
You gotta
so
support, sis.
I found a balance between my silly and my serious. And it's all God, and and it's all kingdom. Because at the end of the day, like I said, we get one shot at this. And I want people to be happy, I want them to be fulfilled, and I want them to be whole.
I love it. Girl, so what I was just thinking, and while you were talking, and it was reminding me, I don't know if people paid attention to what I'm doing with these promos when I'm putting them out. For instance, for yours, I'm doing it not just for looks or to make it look cool or enticing, but there's a reason why there's 3 of you on there. There's a reason, and people don't even know. I've never shared this before, but I feel like
Come on, break it down. Come on,
so
don't
the
have me
reason
running,
why,
because
and
I'm
I've
a
done that
runner.
with everybody. I've done that with everybody except for the first one, because how this whole Sunday special kicked off, it was not because it was something that I sat around and thought, oh, I want to do something like, no, I ain't want to do that. Dominique, believe it or not, people do not believe me when I say this, but I'm slightly shy. So, don't roll your eyes.
No, I get that though. No, I get
So
that,
it's
because low key,
hard.
I'm an extroverted introvert. Like,
Yes,
I am an
yes. And I be
extroverted
trying to tell
introvert.
people, but they don't believe me.
Yeah,
So,
I get it.
So I didn't do this with the first one because she forced me to do it. She said, you're going to do it because God is telling you you need to move out of your comfort zone. And I'm like, he ain't tell me that.
Yes, he did. He sent it through
He
somebody
did.
else.
He did. He did. He really did. But I was just scared. And so when she wanted me to do it, to share her story about, really announcing to the world that she has breast cancer, because folks didn't know. Wow. So that's how this started out. And I was like, okay, I got to do something with this. 30 minutes before we got on live, I came up with, it's got to be something. I can't just be popping up on here like, hey, we talking to somebody about breast. That didn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, what do I call this? I said, this is something special. And it just happened to be Sunday. So that's where that came from. But after that one, I kept hearing you this is who you are today. This is where you were. No, this is who you were. This is who you are right now. But this is where I'm trying to take you. So that's why you
Amen. I
see
receive it.
there's images, there's silhouettes of people on every single Sunday special flyer, because I wanted to kind of indirectly show that there are phases that we go through. There are
Mm-hmm.
different phases that we're going through for God to get us to where He wants us. And
Absolutely.
I haven't shared that with anybody, but I was just like, okay, I guess I need to tell everybody why I do that, because I'm sure people are like, why she got three of everybody on it?
I
But
mean,
there's
I
a
just
reason
think it's
for it.
fly, but I mean, everything, there's a reason for everything. And thank you for sharing that with me, especially.
It just
Um
it was perfect timing.
yeah, absolutely. But I mean, that's powerful. That's powerful because life is a transition. It's a constant transition, and we cannot be afraid of transitioning.
Right.
And we also cannot negate where we've been,
Absolutely.
nor get caught up in where we are, because there's somewhere else for us to
There we
be as
gotta go.
well.
This is
Yeah.
just for
So,
just a season. This is just your now season. You gotta move into
mhm,
where God is taking you. And so and
absolutely,
although, a lot of people are probably like, what does that even mean? It's just, that's the phase of life. You were once this
absolutely.
person. This is, and whatever you went through during those times got you to where you are now.
Hmm.
What you're going through in this now season is going to take you where you need to be. And so, if
Absolutely.
I think of it like that, the hardships that come may not be so hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
It may not be
I tell
so
people all the
tough.
time, you can't get stuck. Don't get stuck at the beginning of it.
Right. And
Don't
I'm
get
saying this to
stuck at the
myself
beginning
too.
of it.
Saying it to myself, you know, because again, we all go through things and we have to figure out, okay, are we going to sit in it? We're going to dwell
Hmm.
in it? Or we're going to move to where we need to be? We're going to move to,
Hmm.
absolutely. My cousin just yelled on here, revelation. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's, it's where we got to go. It's where we're headed. So, and that's why I wanted to share that, because it just felt like it fit in that moment.
Yeah.
But tell me before I let you go, because I don't want to keep you on too long. But tell me, like, what other things are you doing to push that kingdom living? Where is Dominique headed?
Oh man, Dominic is literally headed wherever God takes me. There are some amazing things that my husband and I are working on. I love my relationship because of me being a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
And I kind of wanted to kind of touch on that,
Oh yes,
because that's
absolutely.
what you have in, on the flyer,
Hmm.
that I'm a serial, and I am a serial entrepreneur,
And
and
people
I
need to
got
understand what
that.
that even means.
What that means, serial entrepreneur is that I have so many different things going on that I start, or that I work on. And
Hmm.
so as an entrepreneur, I got, honestly, the whole serial entrepreneur thing from the very first person that I worked for, someone that we know in common, Mr. Socrates Garrett. Socrates
Yeah,
Garrett
Mr. Garrett.
is
He's
a
his
serial
definition of a serial
entrepreneur.
entrepreneur.
And so I started working for him, my junior year in high school.
Hmm.
And if you know anything about Socrates Garrett, you know that he has multiple companies. Some
Right.
of his companies have nothing to do with each other. Like,
Right.
they don't fit with each
They
other,
on
but we
one
were
end of the
all,
spectrum.
they on opposite
They
ends of the
everywhere.
spectrum. And so, when during my time at Garrett Enterprises, he had a newspaper, a digital printing company, a construction company, an
Yep. Forgot
engineering
about that.
firm. Yeah,
I
engineering
forgot about
firm.
that.
He had a nonprofit that dealt with Head Start.
I didn't know that.
He had his, yeah, it was all kind of stuff. And so I grew up in that. I
Hmm.
grew up in, yes, I worked for someone, but I worked for someone that didn't work for people, but he got contracts from
Right.
people,
Right.
and so that you can kind of control the narrative of your business, and say no, I don't want to do that, or these are my stipulations, and this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm willing to do. This is what I offer, and I'm not going to do anything more. And if you do want me to do something more, you're going to attach a fee to that. And so I learned that from him. And so one of the things that he said, he started out working for a company, but he just worked there to learn, to like kind of see how it was running so that he can go out and do it himself.
Right.
So I started the D1 group with the hopes of, the D1 group is my siblings, and our name starts with D. And so I'm D1 because I'm the oldest. And so we call my brother D2, Damien, and then we have D3, Devin, and then D4, Dylan. My mindset behind
now.
Dylan is 12 years old.
I bet he's
Dylan is 12 now. Right? Yeah.
I'm sure he's taller than
me. Probably to your he probably is about the height.
It's okay.
So what I wanted to do was create an entity that my siblings can come under and own their own companies whenever they get ready. Because that's what I saw Mr. Garrett do, with his siblings. Like everybody runs a different company, and so they're the CEO of this particular branch of Garrett Enterprises. So I gleaned so much wisdom from him. So I have a brother who is in engineering now, and he works for a major, company in Mississippi. And so what he's doing is, learning what it is to do. Because I told him, you're going to go out, you're going to get a job, you're going to work for this company for however many years that you need to work for them to be able to gain the knowledge that you need to have to go after contracts and just be a consultant. Don't work hard, work smart. And so I'm of that belief. I believe that we should be working hard and not, we should be working smart and not hard.
Right.
And so, in that, I was able to learn so many different roles because even though he had 8 companies, Mr. Garrett had 8 companies, it was still a small group of people that was kind of doing legwork for every company to make the company, grow. I haven't really kept up with it since I've been gone, but at the time, by the time I left, there were over 100 people on the payroll.
Wow.
Between the construction, between the people that did the back, the office work, between the newspaper, the Mississippi Link, and then you got the people in the field that's working for the engineering company that's working on irrigation and water. You're doing all of this different stuff. And so you need people that are independent contractors. And so that was another thing that I love. He wasn't just employing people. He were allowing companies to come on as subcontractors so that they can still be their own bosses as well. And so that's one of the things that I learned and I gleaned from. So shout out to Mr. Garrett and everybody that I worked with during that time, because I learned advertising, I learned marketing, I learned, of course, my degree is in communication, so I learned journalism. As well as the intricate parts of actually just running a company. I learned how to go to council meetings and bid for contracts that I knew that I could handle and things of that nature. And so that's what I do. So I'm able to go out and bid for different contracts or meet with people to, help them establish their businesses and things of that nature, which actually opened up the opportunity for me to run this nonprofit for this man here in Atlanta who started a company called My Fellow Man. And so what we do is actually just take care of my fellow man. And so he's from the West Side, West Atlanta area, Vine City, and the Bluff area. His family owns streets and land and liquor stores and clubs and a pizza bistro, all of this stuff. And he was kind of doing everything himself. And actually, that's another thing that I love about my husband. My husband is a financial advisor and works with a bank. So he has all of these different, customers that come in that, have their stuff kind of all over the place. And he's like,
Resources.
I know somebody that can help you, like
Right.
really put that together. Not telling them, and it's so funny because when he talks to the guy, now Mr. Johnny Mims, shout out to Mr. Mims, now he was like, when your husband brought you up, he never said you was his girl. He never said that. He just said, I know somebody that can help you put, parameters and stuff in place and procedures in place to make your company run a little bit more efficiently. And so we've grown astronomically since I've been in this position. We're actually getting government contracts because he had so many companies, he was doing everything out of his pocket. Right. And I was like, that's good, to do that.
That's
but
great that you can do that, but
it's some grants out here, that will help you and come alongside of you and partner with you. And so we've been doing, a lot of things, boots on the ground with elections. One of our biggest focuses right now are doing COVID testing. So we have a testing site set up at one of our businesses. And so just working with the health department here in Atlanta, working with the city council here in Atlanta, to be able to facilitate and make sure that our community is tested, make sure that they know their status as they're going out into the public and, intermingling with different people, and just making sure that we really know what these numbers are, as well as going into the school system. And so one of my favorite parts about it is we go into the high schools, when they were open, and we're actually just giving grants and giving a fund to the seniors who did not have funds for like senior activities. Oh, wow. Because people don't really think about that, and so they're missing out on going to these different activities and, going, participating in getting their cap and gown, paying their senior dues, paying for, application fees and things of that, paying for their testing and stuff like that. So what I do is I actually go and I meet with different principals in the Atlanta Public School District to see, like what the need is at their school. So how can we help you? How can we be of service? Because this is our community, this is our future, and kind of going back to us working on these Kingdom kids and letting them know somebody cares, because a lot of times they feel like nobody cares and nobody's thinking about them. And so we're coming alongside, like, well, you know what, the basketball team needs new uniforms. Well, guess what, we can help you with that. We partner with the Boys and Girls Club and give the students an opportunity to go to the Atlanta Hawks game. So we had season tickets. We bought, 4 seats. And so a chaperone can take 3 students before they go to the game. They stop by the pizza parlor, they get something to eat, and then they go to the game, and then we give them a little stipend so that they can, purchase a little some memorabilia or something like that. And so just letting my fellow man know that we're here, we got your back. In these last few months, we've been feeding our community with groceries. The first week we partnered with Gilliam Garden, and it was a black farmer here in the city so we purchased, like bags of groceries and fresh fruits and vegetables, and literally alongside of the Atlanta Police Department, because we have a great relationship with them, we're literally just knocking on doors in the neighborhood, just knocking on doors and saying, hey, here's some fresh fruit, here's some fresh vegetables for the week. And so just doing whatever that we can to just let my fellow man know that we are here. And so that's a Kingdom initiative, and it's business, but at the same time, I'm trying to make sure that everybody is eating, make sure that everybody is good, making sure that these people that were not able to get paid, they have something to put on their light bill, or if we need to help you pay your rent this month, you go to our website, you fill out a form, and we're going through and we're seeing the need, and we're trying to help you. So that's what I've been doing for the last year, and it's been an amazing position. Yeah, in the last year. But here's the thing, and that's what everybody says. Like, I mean, even people are watching this organization, they're like, y'all have done a lot in a year. And like we were saying before, everything works together. You know,
Yep,
we're
it does.
learning different stuff. We're being put in positions of different uh resources and meeting people, and so because I know how to go and garner relationships and build
Network.
relationships and letting them know, hey, this is what I'm working on. How much money can you give us? You know, and
Right,
people
right.
like, oh yeah, I got 5,000, I got 10,000, I got
Yep.
3,000. You know, any little bit helps. And so it's just, you know, all working together so that we can help our community build up this city, and so just making it global. And so everything that I learned with every organization that I worked for, every company that I've worked for, has actually helped me be able to navigate in this position that
It's
I am
position
now.
for the position.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was positioned for the position, and it literally, I wouldn't be in this position without my husband. You know, my husband made that link.
I
And
love it.
so, and it's been amazing. And so they love us, you know, together, because we're always trying to figure out, okay, so what do you need? Okay, what do you need? What do you need? How can I help? You know, and okay, well, I know this person. Well, I know this person. And so, just
Oh, I
working
love
together so
that.
that we can make it happen.
I
Yeah.
love that, girl. That is so awesome. I mean, I knew you were doing, because I've been low key paying attention, but I knew you were doing a lot of good.
You want a whole bunch of people, and that's fine. Keep up, keep up, keep up.
I'm keeping up. I'm keeping up because what we were saying when we first came on about everybody, growing and doing all these cool things. Like, that was just one of the things that really inspired me. And these people out loud inspired me was just watching you and how you're elevating and all the things that you're doing and the things that you're involved in. Like, I always knew there was a book coming. You never
I know
told
that's
me
what
about
everybody
the
said.
first book at all, until of course after it was published. But I didn't
Yeah.
know that you were actually doing it. But I always felt like that was something you were going to do. And so I'm just
Honestly,
excited about
without all of this, I didn't think that I would do anything else besides write, Cherie. Like,
wow.
literally, like, I honestly, that was my ultimate goal. Now, how I got so shifted and so busy with everything else, but to be perfectly honest, I would be perfectly fine in a little town somewhere in Italy, just writing books and eating pasta,
Oh
and
God, it
minding my
sounds good.
business. Yeah, I
Oh, it
mean,
sounds
that's
so
all
good.
I want to do. I met Terry McMillan, and I just knew I was gonna be the next Terry McMillan. And she crazy. Everybody know I be beefing with her on Twitter. It's funny.
I love her.
But I love Terry McMillan. And so she inspires me. And so I really just thought that I was gonna write. Now I'm write more for other people than I do for myself. But I know eventually, and probably sooner than later, I'll probably get back into doing more writing and writing novels and things of that nature, because I think that everybody needs an escape.
Yeah.
And so that's what But I'm a Church Girl was for. It wasn't long, and I did that on purpose because people got stuff to do. I mean, I have so many books, and I ain't gonna lie and tell you I finish all of them. I start them, but then
Yeah.
something happens and I get distracted and I get busy and I'm not able. And I wanted people to be able to read it, and finish it, and or make it good enough to where they didn't want to put it down. And
Right. Right.
so that was, but yeah, I didn't think that I was going to be doing all of this other stuff, like you were saying. I'm low-key shy. Like, it seems like I got this old bubbly, all over the place
Right.
personality, but I'm really not. I like being to
Still
myself. This
working
has
on
been,
those insecurities.
yeah, still working on. I mean, it's an everyday process, and I just think that do what you can, and what you can't do, you can't do.
Right.
And so that's one of my mottos. And so another thing that I work with is I work with the youth in with young girls.
Mm-hmm.
Me First, my organization, my personal nonprofit organization is
Okay.
called Me First. And so I'm a talker when I do want to talk. And so I kept coming into contact with girls that didn't have anybody to talk to. And
Mm-hmm.
so their outlet was cutting on themselves. And I wasn't a cutter, but I kept meeting cutters. And all they needed was just somebody to talk to. And
Right.
so I worked out a program with the Clayton County schools where I go into the school, well, when the schools are open, every Tuesday, and we just have a conversation. Hey, what's going on? How are you feeling? What are you going through? Write this down. I give everybody journals. On I create a space on a Saturday where I bring all of my friends in so that, you know, they can kind of serve as big sisters to these young girls and have conversations and let them know what they are doing, you know, in their careers and in their lives, so that they can know, you know, well, I can do this. I can see, you know, because you don't know what's available if you never see it.
Right.
And so we cannot just think that these children know everything. They don't. And a lot of times we're allowing social media to raise our babies. And influencing them in the wrong ways. And so my goal is to just, you know, give them a positive, you know, role model situation to where they're able to be open, they're able to be transparent. If it's crazy because the principals and these teachers, they call me before they call the parent, because they know that these girls are listening to me. They're sending me pictures. Oh, call Kaya and ask her what her report card look like, you know, and I'm like, well, what are you doing? I'm going to take you out of the program. You're not going to go on a field trip. You're not going to go to the movies with us. You're not going to come to the slumber party and have fun if you can't take care of business in school, you know. And so just letting them know, because unfortunately they're seeing certain stuff at home that, you know, they don't necessarily need to be seen, and they start gravitating towards it. But if we are the ones that do have our heads on straight, that are trying to do something good in life, are actually taking the time out with them just to have a conversation and not just talk to them, listen to them, you know. And that's one of the biggest things. Like I go in there some days, I'm like, I'm not gonna talk, I'm just listening. What y'all want to talk about? You know, and you know, if they just let them talk to me and get it out, because they have a lot of frustrations, they have a lot of irritations, they have a lot of stuff that's built up, and it has to go somewhere. And so I want to be the outlet, because I had so many amazingly strong women that listened to me when I was growing up. I tell people all the time, I was raised by the village, and I'm so grateful for the village. And so I knew that at some point in my life I was going to have to become the village. And so I'm just grateful that, you know, God allowed me to go through everything so that I can tell them I did this. And let me tell you, it really ain't all this cracked up to be. You know, drinking and doing, you know, smoking weed and doing all that. Like, it's fun in the moment, but then after a while, you like, what happened? And you be done missed something, or you did this, and you know, you could have, you know, been here. Just being honest and real and letting them know, yo, you don't need to be having sex. Like, you're gonna have some kids. Like, I'm telling you, it's some stuff out here that, you know, that creeps and crawls up your leg that you don't want to. And so, you know, just letting them know. Just being real and being honest. And so it's fun. I love being a big sister, because one of my greatest roles is being a big sister. I love being a big sister to the D Club. And you have so many people that do not have big sisters. I didn't have a big sister. You know, I was the oldest. And so I try to be what I did not have. And so that's what, you know, I got so much stuff going on.
Girl,
that's you know,
awesome. Well, I'm definitely keeping up with what you're doing.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime that I could be of some kind of assistance, please let me know. Don't hesitate.
I appreciate
I'm still here. I'm still working.
I appreciate it. I know. I mean, you're working hard, and I see you working.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, do you want to let everybody know how they can keep in touch with you other than Instagram?
Absolutely. Other than following up on Instagram, also Dominique, you can also reach me on my website, thedeep1group.com. Hey there, Joya. Makeup artist to the stars. Joya is the makeup artist to the stars. Who don't know Joya? Like, if you don't know Joya, your face ain't never been beat before.
That is true.
Know,
well,
we went to church together. We went to church together.
Well, I've known Joya longer than you, and my face still ain't been beat. So Joya, when all this
I can't afford Joya, to be perfectly honest. I can't afford it.
You so you can beat
trying
my
to
face.
Save some money. Trying to save some money. But no, we went to church together, and so that's how I met her. Amazing person.
She's
beautiful heart, beautiful spirit. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so follow me, keep up with me on Instagram. Also, Dominique, my husband and I have Kingdom Living. So it's Kingdom LVN Living to follow our journey and our love story. And that's about it.
I
Yeah,
love that
that's
whole
about
love
it,
story.
you
That is
know?
so refreshing as the wind blows
Yeah.
in my hair.
God is faithful.
Mm.
That's
So
how he
refreshing.
blew into my life, like a
Oh God.
refreshing
Just like that.
whiff of wind. Yes, yes, yes.
Little
I'm
wig
so
back.
grateful.
I love it.
Yeah, no, for real. But thank you so much for having me, you all. Thank
Yes.
y'all for keeping in, for watching. Everybody that's been watching, been coming on, chiming on, or whatever. I appreciate you again, El Sharif, for what you're doing in the community. How you're trying your best to shine a spotlight on some amazing jewels.
Yes,
Everybody
absolutely.
that you've had since you started Sunday Special. And I love Sundays. Sundays and Wednesdays are my favorite. I don't know why, but those are my favorite days of the week.
It's
A lot of
so
people love Fridays. They
easy and
like
calming.
Saturdays. I love
I love it.
Sundays. And I love, just family and friends and fellowship and all of that stuff. And so I just encourage everybody to, just live your best life and find something to laugh about today. I don't know what it is that you need to laugh at, but find something. If it's me, maybe
Yes.
it's this ponytail that's all over the place. Like, laugh
I
at
like
that.
your
I don't,
ponytail, girl. What
I
else?
don't, thank you. My husband said he liked it too. So I had it up yesterday. He was like, oh, I like that ponytail. I said, oh, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again since that's what you like, Daddy. Yeah,
Oh
I ain't got to
God.
put no
Here we
rollers
go.
in last night.
Yeah. Okay
Yeah.
then. Okay.
I
Bye.
can just go to sleep.
I love you, girl. Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you from the
you.
bottom
I
of my
love
heart.
you.
Thank you so much. Keep
Thank
doing
you
what
so
you're
much for
doing.
having
You
me.
are inspiring. I'm telling you.
I appreciate it.
People are paying attention. God is making room for everything you about to be doing. It's probably
I
going
receive it.
to, go past all understanding, but it's coming.
In Jesus'
and I'm
name.
so excited. I'm so excited
Thank
for you.
you.
So again, thank you and continue to
Thank
be
you.
blessed. You and your husband. I'm enjoying it. I love it. Y'all both be blessed and keep doing
Thank
what
you.
you're doing.
Thank you. Continue to be an amazing mother to Demi. She's
Yes,
so
ma'am.
cute,
I
getting so
tried to
grown
name
and
it
tall.
Yvette.
She's gonna be taller than
Yvette.
you. I can't wait. It's gonna be funny.
She is already. She's already right here.
Ooh, already. Oh yeah, she's gonna be taller. I can't wait.
Yeah, she
I
said,
can't
"Mommy,
wait.
you're short."
No.
Yeah, she did.
That's
But
okay.
see,
My
what she
belt
don't
ain't. Tell her that.
understand,
Say that's all right. My belt ain't.
my belt ain't, and actually, and regardless of my age, that leg still go up. So if I have to kick her up a little bit,
Come on. Oh, see, God don't like ugly. He froze you. He froze you. You don't need to be kicking the legs up.
But again, girl, thank you.
All
So
right,
much.
sis. It was great.
It was great.
Thank you. I'm finna go feed Precious. Precious is woke and I'm hungry. All right.
Precious still around. Okay, tell Precious.
Precious ain't going nowhere.
Precious.
Hey, she's probably talking to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, bye,
all
Precious.
Right.
Love y'all both.
See y'all. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.